up as Ragnaros landing a 4-man Sulfurish Smash, Durance of Hate from Mephisto, and this combination executed perfectly at the end of the game.
From Alarak, make it a quad kill set up by that ETC.
Wow, did you see that mosh pit? 4-man mosh pit while on a conveyor belt. That was like a regular sushi line.
Nubarak, core at 50%. Both cores are just absolutely melting. Which one's going to go down first? I think this is going to be Respect the Gooses. Oh my goodness.
Ring. Oh my goodness, the ring. Jaina just pulling up everybody here. That's a 4, make it 5.
And it does knock them all up. What a play! Oh my God! Somebody please clip that.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. It is a fantastic time to be casting. We've got our Division B Grand Finals between Die for Vision and ABBA Murky Cult. I am joined this evening by my good buddy Recyclic, and currently we have the captains of Die for Vision and ABBA Murky Cult. We've got Shamhat and we've got Creepersbot. Thanks for joining us. Just wanted to take a quick moment, introduce you guys, ask you a couple questions for everybody that's out there rooting for you tonight. Just, you know, have a little bit of fun, but kind of pregame. So, real quick, let's start off with a little bit about your guys' teams. So, Shamhat, Die for Vision, tell me a little bit about your history, some of the successes you guys have had. What is Die for Vision in NGS?
Well, Die for Vision, this is our 3rd season in NGS as a team, and you know, I think it's probably our best season yet. We've kind of moved up, starting Div C, did really well 2nd season Div C, and now we're in Div B, playing against the West Coast here. So we're kind of a mix of online friends and real life friends that came together, and you know, we're here to have fun.
Sure. And so, Creepersbot from ABBA Murky Cult, tell me a little bit about you guys and how you guys came about being, and I think this is your first season in NGS, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct. This is our first season at NGS. We only done 1 season of Hero Lounge before that, so we're still a relatively new team. Majority of us are real friends, and we're really close for a couple years, but there's also a couple people who are, you know, new people that we've met, and we've grown to bond over these couple months, and through that, we're able to become a pretty strong team, and here we are in the Grand Finals against Die for Vision.
Awesome. So, my next question, and this is for both teams, we'll start with ABBA Murky Cult here. Who, especially because this was your question, who do you want or think that the next hero in the Nexus should be?
Now, see, originally I really wanted an Overwatch hero, but one thing I didn't want was Mei, and I guess I got.
That's how it happens, right? So who do you think your next best option would be? Did I lose?
I wonder if maybe cut out. That mic kind of cut out there. I'm happy to take over. And
yeah. Why don't we?
Come back.
Why don't we punt it over to Die for Vision?
Yeah. I'll keep it on the Overwatch train. We were talking about Reinhardt earlier, and we know they've mentioned like it's been very difficult for them to get the shield to work, but the concept, like just the thought of how Reinhardt could work in HOTS is, I think, really interesting. I'd love to see it if they could make it work, but I recognize it's not, you know, the highest possibility. And then we also had someone say Lei Shen immediately when I asked who should the next hero be. So that's from World of Warcraft, if anyone wants to go do their research.
Indeed. Creep, did you happen to get back?
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. All right, so you can continue.
I don't know exactly where I cut off.
You cut off at I was originally wanting Mei, or I didn't want Mei, and that's who they gave us, and then you cut out.
Oh yeah, I was saying that Overwatch hero I really wanted to see was the Zenyatta as a healer. That would have been really cool. But I also wouldn't mind something from Diablo or from Warcraft as well.
Sure, fair enough. All right, so definitely a little bit of Overwatch love there. And I gotta say, because I got it on the screen, I got the Overwatch love over my shoulder here. Tracer, right? I'm all about the Tracer, but she's already in the Nexus, so whatever. All right, last question for each of you, and this was a question for you who are watching here that was posed from the opposing team. So we'll start with Creeper's Bot here, just because I want to make sure we get your mic in there. What are some of the things that you guys do when you're not doing HOTS, either off season or like off nights? What are some of the other games you play, maybe?
Oh, I know some of us usually just stick to HOTS, and that's the one game they play. Usually the people I hang out the most, my IRL friends, we usually play a variety of games. For me, mostly, it would be Overwatch, Counter-Strike, and recently League of Legends. I know other people have been playing, like I know for a fact one of our players play a lot of StarCraft, Diablo, and all that sorts of fun stuff. Dead by Daylight, that's also another thing. So it's a lot of variety games that we've also played as well.
Sure. All right. And for Shamhat, are there any changes to the game or overlays that you'd like to see in a future patch for HOTS?
More vision points on more maps, new maps with objectives to get the vision. We want to be able to die as often as possible. We like to feed. We like to tilt. It makes the wins feel a little bit spicier. But in all seriousness, Atlas actually recommended, and I thought was great, a better visual indicator of Ana's aim down sights. Because it's so hard to tell. She's just kind of like crouching around, running around, creeping around.
Sure. I do have to say, I think that's an absolutely fantastic answer. And that's going to do it for us for right now. So, Shamhat, Creeper's Bot, good luck to you and to your teams. When we're all done, we'll invite you guys back into the winning team, of course, back into one of the casting lobbies and have an interview. So, good luck to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you. All right. And while Rek and I continue getting set up, we'll be back just after our quick introduction here.
Okay.
All right, let's see if the... Wait, did it take...
On
oh,
camera.
it sure did.
Yeah.
All right, hold on a sec. 1 second. Have to fix a thing.
Oh.
Play the game from way down.
True, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bombs going.
Oh my goodness, the ring.
Bob Stastinko gonna find Rainer.
There we go. Got our bright shining faces. Now we're back. All right, our teams are ready, so we're going to go ahead and get this draft started. And but you know what? Real quick, let's talk about some map bans and take a look at how the playoffs went to get here. Heck.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, so our map bans. We had Die for Vision banning out the Dragonshire and Volskaya Foundry. Murky Cult, unfortunately banning out Towers of Doom along with Sky Temple. And our first map is going to be Braxis Holdout.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm so excited for Braxis. I always love watching this map. It's so much fun to see all the things going on and how everyone plays it.
For sure. Now let's, real quick, and then we're going to get into this draft here. Let's just take a quick look at the path to the playoffs here. We're in the grand finals, so these teams had to defeat several other very significant challenges to get here. And let's start on the west side here. So Abba Murky Colt, the number 2 seed, had to defeat Phoenix Rising, Onyx, I believe that is. They had to defeat Arrogant Nephilim, both quality teams that have been in NGS for a couple seasons. And then they had to defeat the number 1 seed, Caffeinated Knights. So that was last week. Die for Vision, on the other hand, last season they were Division C. They lost in the Coastal Finals to Please Clap. And now they're the 7th seed out of B East.
Oh,
the 7th seed, right?
That's so fun. Oh, I like to hear about that.
So they had to defeat Tricky Gooses. They had to defeat Roomba Rotations. And then they had to defeat Tiny Dancers, the number 1 seed, to find themselves here
dances
in the grand finals.
Well, I'm glad they made it. That's what I say. I've been watching them for a while now. I think they said 3 seasons. That sounds about right.
Yes, I believe so. And I'm not positive. I think they've increased. I think they started in Division D. They did, pretty decent.
Yeah, they've only gotten better. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's really exciting to hear.
Yeah. And then C and did well, and now B. And, they're the 7th seed. They had a losing record in the regular season, 13 wins, 15 losses. Yeah. And here they are. So that is quite the Cinderella story, if I don't mind saying so myself.
For sure. I think so too.
So, Rec, tell me about this draft. What do you think so far?
So far, I the biggest thing for me on Braxis is conserving mana. Team fights can kind of drag out long. With both teams they can bounce around those beacons that are on the top and bottom lanes respectively. So mana conservation is honestly the first thing on my mind. And for me personally, Deckard Cain is not really a mana conserver. However, I do like him on this map because it's kind of tight in those beacon areas and all around it. And, if you know Deckard Cain, he loves those confined spaces. So that's an exception.
Now, you know who else likes those confined spaces? Chromie. And Li Ming as well. We got a couple of powerhouse mages.
There's a lot going on here. Yeah, I've actually been seeing a lot of Chromie lately. And that's just in my own games, both ranked and unranked. But I've been seeing her a lot more, which is always exciting. So I'm kind of glad, honestly. You could slap me if you guys want, but I'm kind of glad to see a Chromie resurgence. I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, it has been quite some time. I think almost maybe even as far back as when she was originally released.
Right?
And she was super OP.
Well, yeah, kind of. I liked the rework. I think most people like it. I don't know if they love it, but I don't know. I'm just kind of glad to see her. Oh! Now that I'm always happy to see. I'm always happy to see RL. She excites me.
I mean, she's a fun hero, and it's funny because I was just thinking as we saw Sonya that there was a possibility that we see Yrel on this map and from these teams. So that's not a big surprise to me to see that hero come out, but Yrel's a really strong solo laner. She has some self-healing. She later can potentially reduce damage. She has the potential for physical armor reduction, really strong solo laner, but Sonya does a lot of that too.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you know what? It's game time. Let's get into the game. And Weenus was kind enough to give us a nice little clip for you. Was joking around with Weenus about that clip, and I said, "Oh man, I'm surprised that you didn't put my face on the head of the chicken."
Oh no!
And he says, "If only we had time." But Rek, let's get our teams introduced. Take it away, my friend.
All right. So left side is going to be the blue team. That's Diver Vision? Yeah, that's Diver Vision. Shamhat will be playing Deckard Cain, Atlas on Yrel, Sulfide on Greymane, Michael on ETC, and Darker Black on Chromie. That is Diver Vision.
All right. And on the right, we've got Ab and Murky Cult. Akash going to be playing the Sonya. We got Hellfire on the Vala. Creeper's Bot going to be playing Li Ming. Mojini? Mojini? I don't know, but they're playing Ana. And then we got Doberman playing Johanna on a little bit of Thralla Bills, y'all.
Oh. What a
all
great
right.
count.
So, as kind of expected, it's going to be some power hungry out of the Li Ming. We got the Monster Hunter from Vala, so looking for that extra damage against minions, mercs, all that good stuff. Iron Skin for Johanna. I believe that's Tough as Nails for Sonya. And Ana going into Sleep Dart build.
How did you feel about the recent Johanna nerf? What with the longer unstoppable cooldown?
It's extremely noticeable if you don't take Hold Your Ground. It's still somewhat noticeable if you do, but it's, I mean, you can feel the difference. For sure.
For sure. Yeah. I played her in a brawl the other day and I was miserable.
Well, you know, there was another talent that recently got nerfed a little bit, which is that Dauntless for Yrel, but that's still the choice here for Atlas.
Yeah, I don't think
against
it's
the
bad.
Sonya. No. It was just reduced from what, 50 to 40, I think
50
is what
to
it is?
40, which
Yeah.
is not a huge deal. It's still good.
Yep. So we do have the block talent there, block party for ETC. We got the, once again, the first time for Chromie, giving her that additional clone. And we do have a bit of an invade coming in here. Sulfide
I
pulling
like
off
this
the point.
Oh,
There's a-
Sulfide's going to go ahead and run away. He doesn't have quite enough to go back in. I think he has to back off.
And there's the first kill. Chromie going to be the death to Vala. Michael also falling pretty low there. So great engage there by Abba Murky Cult coming in and stealing away that camp at kind of the last second there.
Yeah, they sniffed it out. I think as soon as you see your opponents kind of disappear, there's got to be one of two places they could be, right? Like, it's going to be one of the two camps.
We also have Field Study for the Deckard there. Going to help increase that potion value. And then, who's the other one? Greymane going into Viciousness. So having a little bit longer on his.
I like all of these talents. They're all good.
Yeah. Level 4 already here for Abba Murky Cult. Feels strange. That was very fast, it feels like, to get to level 4. However, Doberman going to be caught there. Johanna caught in the middle of blue shirts and couldn't get around the ETC.
I'm gonna be honest, it looked like she was doing fine until suddenly black health bar.
You know, Rek.
Yeah.
I know I already told you this one, but Twitch chat hasn't had the opportunity for this one.
Oh.
You know that ETC is dyslexic, right?
Wait, I made this joke.
No, you didn't.
Oh no,
I made
you
it
did.
to
Yeah,
you.
you did. Yeah.
And I said, because when he runs out of mana, he says he's moo.
Oh god.
Oh, it's so good.
The
So
laugh
good.
is forever immortalized in Division B Grand Finals.
Big Li Ming orb there onto Shamhat and Darker Black. Darker Black's trying to run away from the Johanna. They will get across the line. And I think I need to turn off my Discord notifications. Do that in a second here. Channel already at 30% though for Abba Murky Cult. Let's check in on our solo laners up top here. Every time we've looked up here, Atlas has been fairly low on health, right? Oh shoot, that figures.
Speaking of low on health, I think Doberman goes down again.
Michael has a little bit of a health problem down here, but Vala's actually going to take down Chromie in the lane. Shamhat getting caught by the grenade as well. All of those ruby potions can't help you if you can't heal for, what is it, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds?
You know, nothing in the world feels worse than, oh, we got a pick, and then you are all too low to keep doing anything, and you all die anyway. Nothing feels worse than that.
Well, we're seeing the assist pings called. Bot Ford, I think, pretty well goes down here. It's already under half, and still a pretty heavy Zerg wave coming in. Aw, Kat's watching. She loved my joke. She says it was utterly awful. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so Lane is still trying to be cleared. Michael actually gets a little low there, but he's gonna go ahead and cow his way out of there. I don't know, that's not a pun. But look at this rotation. They're all gonna start heading top. Maybe Atlas is in trouble, although his team seems to have maybe warned him. So, okay, he gets out.
Yeah, Akash there has gotten a little bit more value, even with the admittedly small Zerg wave that they had to clear. The one tower's already down, the wall is down, but instead AMC is going to head to the Bruiser camp. Level 7 to level 7 on talents, but one level advantage here for AMC. Hellfire getting caught by the power slide is going to fall? Yes. But Michael holding on to this point, trying to keep Akash from taking it, and it looks like they will be able to pick that up. Is the root going to catch Sonya? Not quite. That whirlwind giving her a little bit of speed boost, probably just enough to get away.
Well played, well played. There's also a little bit going on right now, but it's just poke, it seems. All right.
And I do have to say that was really good on Doberman with the Condemn, preventing Yrel from getting that Avenging Wrath that would have slowed Sonya and possibly been enough to take that kill.
Yeah, especially with Holy Avenger, gonna be able to just keep on Goomba stomping, so to speak, assuming she gets that full charge. So,
now that said, in the bot lane here, Atlas and Akash, this is going to be a little bit harder now for Atlas. We already saw that Atlas was struggling versus the Sonya in the top lane, and now there's no fort, there's no healing well. But as mentioned, that Goomba stomp does a lot of value.
Yeah. It certainly can, especially if played properly. Yeah. Looks like Sulfide wants to grab the bottom camp, but can't quite do that because there's still stuff going on top lane.
Yeah, that siege camp coming in, they should be able to clear it out relatively easily, but there's no towers there, so they have to do it manually. They do save their well, though.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really enjoying this macro play coming from Murky Cold. They're very on top of, very aware of what's going on around them. Uh-oh, big stun. Nothing happens.
Well, a couple of ultimates there. The Blessed Shield went out first. Nano boost onto Li Ming. Sulfide trying to make it out is not going to. The long range orb given the reset there to Creeper's bot.
Uh-oh, but not before getting... Hellfire gets stunned by Michael. Not a whole lot going on there either. He's starting to get CC'd a little bit, but he's a big old cow. He can get out.
Yeah, that was the classic 3v4, but hey, maybe we can get this kill real quick. But unfortunately, Vala's a little slippery. She's got that vault to get out of dangerous positions and was able to survive.
I appreciated the thought.
Yeah, and you really have to, especially now, play around the Iron Skin of Johanna. That said, Akash in danger, Greymane and Yrel trying to take out this Sonya, but can she get away? That extra movement speed from her abilities just might be enough, and it looks like it will be once again.
Yeah, and that tough as nails talent helping out as well against Greymane, who seems coming down. Michael's purple. He's not going to be able to heal much. Deckard Kane's stay well unless it gets interrupted, but ETC and Johanna fall down as well as Yrel immediately afterward. And Li Ming is ready to pop off. She's got her nano boost, but I'm not sure she's going to be able to find anyone. Actually, Greymane slept right over there. Beautiful sleep guard by Majani. Oh my goodness.
I think, I'm not 100% positive, but I think Creepers threw out an orb, but because like they pinged for the kill onto Greymane, right? But Creeper's position was right behind the blue wall, so the orb went literally nowhere. It just was like, pink.
Yeah. Ooh, look at this boss. Oh,
and this is high value now because they've got the Zerg wave in the top, and Rek, guess where this boss is going? It's going top lane.
Yeah, that's ideal for hamsters. That's a good situation to be in.
Did you say hamsters?
Yeah, there's a voice line in Overwatch that I really enjoy where he says ideal for hamsters, and I get excited every time I hear it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, the Zerg have already destroyed top fort here and making their way in. We got Blessed Shield looking for ETC. Rain of Vengeance is going to come down. ETC is toast.
Yeah, that was a whole line of CC going out, and oh, look at this. Uriel grabbing the Stay a while and listen pops out onto a couple of members of Abba Murky Cult, and actually Chunk's Creeper's bot pretty good, but not a whole lot going on otherwise.
And there's not a lot left to the Zerg wave, but this boss is still pretty healthy, so they should be able to get the keep out of this for sure, I think.
I think so too. Atlas is looking for something, but he's got to be careful. He doesn't have his Ardent Defender anymore. Oh my goodness. He's fine.
Hellfire looking for it, but is going to get caught by ETC and taken out. Atlas with the big bait.
Nice.
But they lose the keep.
Yeah, that's not good.
And you know what? Sonya down in the bot lane, she's going to make it 2 keeps.
No.
You know what? Trading a Vala for 2 keeps and a fort, big win here for Abba Murky Cult.
Ideal for hamsters.
Ideal for hamsters, indeed. They're also ahead in a talent tier here. 13 talents available for Abba Murky Cult, as they're going to continue that macro play you mentioned early on. Get this siege camp out and continue that map pressure that they've had throughout this game.
Looks like Diver Vision wants camps of their own. Maybe Abba Murky Cult might know what's going on here. Yeah, they know. They want it. But they don't get it.
But what they are going to do is they're going to be able to prevent Diver Vision from getting their own bruiser camp.
Not
or
anymore.
They'll just go get their own.
I think they saw that Michael wasn't really taking the bait there. He had, what's his name? Hold on.
They did miss the sleep dart too.
They missed the sleep dart. Doberman was kind of hovering around. Michael said, "This is suspicious. I don't want this anymore." And I think Abba Murky Cult realized that and said, "Let's not take a fight without like solid CC. So let's just get out of here."
Level 16 coming up soon, and we've got a bush party here looking.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Chromie knew the whole time.
ETC went into the backline there, took a bunch of damage. Uriel, however, here they go. They've got the sleep. Can they get this to work? Doberman falling very low, but big Rain of Vengeance coming in. Sulfide getting stunned. Can Greymane get out? No, he can't. And now the reset's coming in with 2 very low health targets. Creeper's bot going to clean those up as Chromie and Deckard both going to fall. Michael trying to get away. Pops that 1 potion. But I don't know that he can make it out of this. They're all pretty quick around there.
Whoa. Yeah. I really enjoyed watching Greymane get bopped into Ruby potions. Oh, no.
Well, that is a full team wipe here. The bot lane also has the bruiser camp going, so it looks like they're going to kind of halfway commit to getting some damage on the core here. I think this is a little risky, though.
Yeah, especially with a half-health Johanna, I mean, who just used Iron Skin. But I think it's fine. She's just going to walk away.
They're going to be able to clear this up, so Diver Vision, you know, the real challenge now is how do they clear up the Zerg? Chromie doesn't have her level 18 to pierce Piercing Sands.
Right.
And that Zerg at 100% is going to just shred their core unless they themselves stall the Zerg wave and take the damage. And that's very tough to do. And this might be what they have to do. They cannot allow this boss play to go over to Abba Murky Cult.
It's do or die times. Lots of damage coming out on the Hellfire, but nothing that Measure cannot handle. Shamhat's going for the last second. Stay a while and listen, but doesn't quite grab it. They did get the boss, but that's not going to matter because this might just be a 5-man tail. Yeah. That's the Hungering Arrow build.
The Zerg wave coming in is going to finish off the core here in just a moment as Abba Murky Cult heading on to victory in game number 1. Now keep in mind this is a best of 5 series, so we've got a whole lot of HOTS left to go.
You love to see it.
I will take a quick look at our stats and talents. 5 kills to 19. Very strong performance here out of Abba Murky Cult. Definitely showing why they were the number 2 seed from B West.
Yeah.
So
That being said, I don't think Dive for Vision just. I don't think they played too poorly. I think they just got engaged on too often. You know.
they had some struggles in the off lane with the Urel versus the Sonya, and I think that probably gave them a little bit. That gave Murky a little bit more of an advantage, a little bit more XP. They were able to get the Zerg a little bit easier. So, and each of those little tidbits gives them that advantage in the long run.
Agreed.
All right, so just a real quick shout out here, as we've shown talents and stats. Let's come back to us. Quick shout out: NGS has now created a new division, Storm Division, which is the best of the best. In fact, some old familiar names. I'm not gonna say any names because I don't want to give anything away, but some familiar names may actually be playing in NGS Storm Division. So this is a crowd-funded prize pool. If you haven't already, take a look in chat there. Nightbot has given you the link where you can support the prize pool. And on top of that, for today and tomorrow only, DB Smiley has offered to match donations up to $200. So, you know what? If you got $5, $10, support the NGS community, the Storm Division community. And if you're interested in more about NGS Storm Division, make sure that you check out the Nexus Gaming Series website for the rules, the details, when the qualifiers, I was trying to think of the word, when the qualifiers are going to be, all that good stuff. You have anything to say, Rek?
That was awesome.
It was awesome.
I was doing hand motions during the whole thing.
I appreciate it, Rek.
Yeah.
You're like my air flight controller.
I'm like that dude who for the people who do sign. I'm like the sign language dude, but I don't know American Sign Language, so I'm not like that at all.
Well, you know what? You're like some of them, right? Because there are some videos out there of people who are just like doing whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, come on, are we breakdancing up here? Is that what we're doing? I don't know. So, Rek, Diver Vision is down 1. Murky is up 1. It's a best of 5 series. We have a lot of maps left. What do you think? Where do we go? Anything in particular that might stand out to you as an interesting option?
My gut is saying Alterac Pass, but my heart says Cursed Hollow. I'm pretty sure that wasn't banned. So,
let me just confirm. I don't think it was. Nope. That would be available.
I was paying attention. Don't worry. I don't know. It's gonna be one of those two. I think it's gonna be a big map. We're gonna do the opposite of Braxis. We're gonna get on a big map. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think we're going to see a lot of globals. I could see a TLV happening. I'm calling it now. That's it. You can mark my words. This is what's happening.
All right, fair enough. You guys heard it here first. According to Recyclic, it's going to be Cursed Hollow with TLV.
I'm going to be so wrong. Or Alterac. You have to cut me a break. It's one or the other.
Okay. This is the NGS Clue version.
Yeah, sure. It was Die for Vision with Alterac on NTLV.
Survey says Alterac pass. Recyclic, he'll be here all night. I was gonna say all week, but he won't be here all night or all week. But whatever.
Something. I'll be here at intervals.
Words escape me. Let's see.
English is hard sometimes.
Bobby, and who is that? AMC. This is the one that I'm here. Atlas is getting his TLV banned, says Hydra. That wink though. Oh, Nick is out in chat for you, Rek.
Oh!
It's been so long.
It's been very long. It's been like 1 whole hour. Oh. Nickel. Flickle my nickel.
What a dab. What a dab indeed. Yasu Hots, thanks very much for bringing everybody over. We appreciate it. We're in the middle of the grand finals for Division B. Just getting set up for game number 2 here between Die for Vision and Murky. I suppose I should probably update the map information here. And let's take a look at that.
Sure, why not?
All right, so Die for Vision, as mentioned at the beginning of the cast here, they banned out Dragonshire and Volskaya Foundry. Abba Murky Cult, they banned out Sky Temple and the Towers of Doom, which makes me sad. I feel like casters should get a veto. No, veto, have to do Towers of Doom. But our first game there, that was the selection of Die for Vision, played on Braxis Holdout. Abba Murky Cult was victorious there, and now Abba Murky Cult bringing us to Alterac Pass.
All right. My least favorite map. Amazing. Actually, that's not in the whole game, but it's down there.
What's your least favorite map in the whole game, Rek?
Whole game? Probably Warhead, honestly. Like thinking about
fair enough.
Yeah, it's pretty down there. I don't like Black Hearts either. I'm gonna be a normie and say that too, but like I think Warhead tilts me more.
Fair enough. Well, we are all set up for and ready for draft, so let's get into it.
Excellent.
All right, Diablo gonna be the first ban. We saw Diablo was first, not officially first because I was Abba's side last game, but was the first ban from Die for Vision last game. Raynor gonna be the next one. Now we saw Rhaegar banned last game. But you know what? Maybe Die for Vision is interested in the Rhaegar.
No.
Apparently not.
No.
I have never been so rejected in my life.
I have.
So immediately rejected. Just flat out not happening. Mal'Ganis. So that is a change. As last game, it was the Stukov band. Johanna gonna switch sides. Nobody cares that Johanna was nerfed. They want Johanna. OGs would say cursed mines. You mean haunted mine? Or is there a joke I'm missing?
Oh, maybe that's the original. No, I actually don't hate haunted mines. I do unironically find it kind of fun. English is hard.
My longest game was on haunted mines. It was almost 48 minutes. The 2.0 version, I think.
Okay.
So we're going to get Zool and Blaze here. So it's going to be a main tank Blaze, it looks like, most likely.
I hope so. I like main tank Blaze, to be honest with you.
Blaze saw some updates here recently, which gave him kind of some interesting talent choices now. So Stukov being let through is going to give that over to Shamhat there. And also the Sylvanas. Probably Sylvanas' best map, I would think. If not her best, definitely a very good one for her.
Yeah, I like her. Actually, I think Sylvanas' best map is all of them. No, this one, Tomb of the Spider Queen, Braxis, which we were just on. She's amazing on all of those.
And there's the Li Ming ban, and, you know, I gotta say, after that last game, that's not a big surprise. Li Ming contributed so much value in the... Other than that one Arcane Orb, which is just so silly. But there was...
Probably didn't even realize, yeah.
Probably, yeah, I mean, I've done that, I'm sure. Creeper's Bot instead, going from Li Ming over to Morales. Oh, we gotta get a stim node, Alex! Oh, I cannot wait! I hope we get to level 20. All right, Rek died.
Oh my god, dude! I think my heart just burst out of my chest.
Oh, he didn't die. He just had an orgasm. Got it.
Yeah, I just had an aneurysm. That's
yeah. That's what I said. That's probably more appropriate.
So, no TLV. I was wrong.
No, you said TLV on Cursed.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
All right, what's our last pick? This is an interesting draft. For I don't know. Do you think it's Mohini?
I said
like
Majin
Mojito?
Because it's like Majin Buu, but Ni. That's what I said.
Maybe.
Oh, it's Valo.
We'll go Maj.
Joe DiMaggio. Oof. Oh,
They're yep. Now I gotta change them.
Oh, classic.
See who else changed. Those are good. Are these people good? Yeah, they look good. Okay, so just the one swap. Rec, I'm excited about this Alex Straza Morales combo.
I'm so excited for it. I hope we get to see it at 20 at least. If it wins, cool. But I'm more interested in seeing it with my own eyes. It's so fun. I did it once, and it was an absolute blast. I was Alex Straza, I think. It was wild.
Well, let's go ahead and get our intro for game number 2 here. We'll be back in a moment. All right, it's game number 2 on Alterac Pass. Let's get our teams introduced, starting off with the left. Psychic, take it away.
All right, it would be my pleasure to introduce Sty for Vision. That's going to be Shamhat on Stukov, Michael on Johanna, Atlas on Chen, Darker Black on Sylvanas, and Sulfide on Tassadar.
Alrighty, and currently up 1-0 in this best of 5. We got Murky called on the right here. We got Mohini playing the Alex Straza. We got Doberman on that main tank Blaze. Akash on Zool. Creeper's Bot playing a Lieutenant Morales. And Hellfire back on the Vala. And it is the E-build Alex Straza, so the dream is alive, Rec.
I love seeing this. It's funny because I actually really like her E-build now, just in general, even as the solo healer. I think it's fine. I also mix and match sometimes if I go like a WEE in that order, by the way. So, yeah, I've always kind of... more recently, I've enjoyed her E-build. Oh, Chen. Atlas, what's going on? You're... okay, never mind.
Some juking opportunities here. Very slow, though, and the stagger already out. Not quite as okay as Rec thought you were. First blood.
Well, I thought he was fine. I've never been more wrong in my life.
We do have Zool here, so this is a little bit more difficult map to double soak on as a Zool, and you've got the Johanna. So Johanna can kind of slow him down with the blinds, and eventually with a big old blessed shield. So we'll see just what the strategy is here for Murky Cult, if they're going to try to have Zool double soaking, or if instead they're going to do kind of a 1-3-1 scenario, which right now kind of seems like that might be what they're looking to do.
Yeah, I think so too.
Getting a rotation down here onto Zool. Can they get the counter to that Chen kill? But unfortunately not. Just a little bit too slow on finding Zool in that bot lane. In the mid here, Jet Propulsion interrupted by the silence from Stukov. He is going to get it out there eventually, as now Siege Camps meeting up at the red team's wall. And level 4 picked up for both teams now. Almost identical. We do have a significant rotation into the bot lane from Murky Cult. Looks like they're going to try to push in on this wall. They do have Zool, so Zool can spawn additional minions from this minion wave. Not quite as good as having the Sylvanas to push, but they are going to get a pretty significant amount of value out of this, just as it took a while for Difaverson to clear that mid wave and the camp.
He keeps getting nerfed to that Zool, but I think he's still just so strong. I don't know if he's OP necessarily, but he is hard to deal with. It's hard to kill. I think the only thing he doesn't really excel in is 1v1s.
And that just depends on who you're going against. It's tough for him to play against ranged heroes for sure, but he does pretty decently in the right position against melee heroes.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
you also don't actually see him all that often. So a lot of players don't know quite necessarily how to deal with Zool in that format, right? Whether he's double soaking or single soaking doesn't really matter because people just aren't used to him.
Nah, not at all.
We are going to get the prison camp picked up here as Dive Revision working on their siege camp to put that back out on the map for the second time.
Yeah, why not?
Rock Your World saying, is this a meme or is this legit? And I tell you, I mean, Alterac Pass does go to 20 probably more often than most maps, I think. So this is legit.
Yeah.
I mean, level 20 stim drone on Alexstrasza is a team wipe. Or it can be.
I'm excited. Yeah, it certainly can be. It's strong. Doberman, though, looking a little worse for wear on Blaze. Goes down pretty quick to a whole onslaught of abilities.
So ultimately, the prison camp is going to go over to Murky Cult. They lose one Blaze, but that's a pretty decent trade now, getting the cavalry to come in. Hellfire getting caught by the task wall, though, and that's now 2 deaths. It's going to make it a little bit easier for Dive Revision to clean up this cavalry before it does too significant of damage.
Yeah, the thing with Double Healer also is it's extremely strong in team fights, but then once, you know, one person falls, wave clear disappears just that much more. So I don't expect much getting out of this entire objective.
Michael getting rooted there by the Zool, so ultimately this cavalry in the middle, the first one to fall. Tass is working on bottom. Doesn't get it down before the well goes down, I don't think. No.
No, I don't think so. But there's 4 of them here now.
And the top one will go down.
Oh, look at this Creeper's boss getting super low, but probably fine. It's Lieutenant Morales. She can just heal herself up off of a minion or something.
So not too bad. I mean, Dive Revision was able to really defend that. They didn't lose any of their forts. They lost walls. They lost a single well. So, you know, if you're Dive Revision after losing that first objective, you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself. And you're almost a half a level up.
Yeah, right? Like, that's good. That's good stuff. But look at this boss bot lane.
And with the Monster Hunter, Hellfire is going to be able to put out a lot of damage onto that, but it is going to get sniffed out here by Dive Revision. The boss is going to get leashed, so it's going to go back to full health here as Johanna, taking a boatload of damage, is going to have to pull away, has that Iron Skin to do so. But level 10 is now available for Dive Revision. They don't have a lot of time to take advantage of it, though.
No.
There's the Blessed Shield. Tasswall coming out is going to stop Blaze. He's silenced. Can he make it away? Just barely.
I think the growing infestation stopped right there. If it could go a little bit longer. But it can't because of level 7.
Indeed. That level 7, of course, giving the additional spread, but also reducing the time.
How long?
Is what he's talking about.
Goes from infinity to 4 seconds. Pretty substantial loss. I like that talent, but I think all of his level 7s are good.
We see the ping calling out for the assistance onto Chen as level 10's available now for Murky Cult as well, so we're on even talent tiers. Anything exciting here? We got Cleansing Flame from Alexstrasza. Often the pick, especially with that. It is instead of the Archon. So Archon build was nerfed just slightly. It's going to be Black Hole. Okay. Akash, however, getting caught by the Chen is going to get pretty significant value out of that Poison Nova. But quick rotation coming in for Dive Revision is going to give him that early kill and set them up for this second objective.
Nice. Stukov's going to go ahead and heal all of that up pretty quickly. I think he's one of the better healers to deal with a big old Poison Nova. Learned the hard way today that Ana definitely isn't.
Indeed. Well, Murky Cult is getting some significant pressure in the mid lane. If that doesn't get addressed, it's going to end the middle fort there. Alexstrasza is going to pop Dragon Form here. Stim Drone's out somewhere?
I believe it was on Hellfire, who's on Vala, but I might be wrong about that.
Well, Michael in danger there is going to be the first to fall. Shamhat the second now. Atlas popping. Stormearth and Fire is getting cleaved down by the Zool. That's a last Chen, and that's going to be A rare Chen kill
Yeah,
in Storm.
very
Murky
rare.
Fire.
And that time, the stim drone went out. I think we heard the noise and it got interrupted.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
Top
fort
boss play.
will
Yeah.
get saved here in the middle by Tassadar.
Nice.
And yeah, top boss here. Gonna be assaulted by Advent Murky Cult. And you know, Vala's not someone you think of when you think tank the boss. But when you've got a Morales and an Alexstrasza healing you, why not?
Anything is possible.
That said, Doberman in a little bit of an awkward place is going to be able to jet propulsion out. So ultimately, Vision is going to recapture their prison camp. But now they've got a boss coming in onto their top fort. And that will bring that down. Oh, Blessed Shield missing from Michael there. Chen diving in, looking for Hellfire. Tassadar is going to get the Force Wall, and down goes Vala.
Beautiful
And
fourth ball.
absolutely, Alexstrasza getting really low. Atlas diving over the wall is going to get slowed and takes a ton of damage from the fort. But Black Hole's coming in. Oh, but Sylvanas taken out.
Oh, Sylvanas accidentally teleported behind the wall. Unfortunate. You hate to see it.
Yeah, and with that level 7 talent, most likely Sylvanas was just trying to put out the stacks of her black arrows onto the players so she could get that additional damage from her level 1 there. That percent damage and the slows. But that second tap of E sends you over the wall. Couldn't quite get the stall with the flashlight onto Blaze, so 20 seconds now. Stim Drone this time going out onto Zool makes a lot of sense for that. Blessed Shield, I think, went out again. And can Alexstrasza get out? She does with the Cleansing Flame. Hellfire using the Strafe. Getting healed up by both Morales and Cleansing Flame. Wreck, it's nearly impossible to kill any one single target for Vision.
Yeah, no, nobody's dying. Tons of abilities, no deaths. Actually, there might be one from Akash right here. Yeah, he goes down. Big stun from Blaze, just to get maybe a little bit of a stun, say, no more attacking my friends here. That's about it.
But they're going to get the stalls here onto Vision. It's a little bit harder for them to get the channel, but they only need 7 seconds on this, so most likely this should be clear for them to get objective number 2 here on Alterac Pass.
They got it. Nicely done.
Alex Rowe, this is at the widescreen, which is, I think, 2560 by 1080? If I remember correctly. You can set this up on your screens as well, regardless of whether you have a widescreen format or not. It just cuts off the top and bottom in your HOTS. Looking for the Alexstrasza. Sylvanas putting out tons of damage. Blessed Shield gonna land, and Taswell, can they finish the job? No! The safeguard from Morales, so much value. This time, however, the fort is shut down by Sylvanas. And Stim Drone going out onto Vala. Shen's got to be a little careful now with that. Bot lane is... Go ahead, go ahead.
I said, look at this chase from Hellfire. That speed boost from the Stim Drone is so helpful, but nothing was found there.
And ultimately, this camp, excuse me, prison camp, the Ram Riders will equalize the forts here. Atlas getting brought so... In fact, half of Vision nearly dead just from a couple of abilities there. They're ultimately going to have to pull back. Alexstrasza landing in the team.
I don't even think Vision was ready for that.
I don't think I was ready for that.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
If that wasn't the biggest balls play of the day, I don't know what is.
The danger land.
The danger play. Straight up right into the face of the enemy team is Alexstrasza, who can't really heal herself. Really.
Kind of, yeah, right? Not directly, at least.
It's going to take some time with a W, or you're going to have to land, consecutive E's to get some self-healing out of your level 7 talent, I think it is.
So, well, yeah, 7.
Yes. Yeah.
7. Yeah. Sorry, I was...
Fire Within.
Yep.
But that being said, Zool now is a monster. With this cleave build, he gets increased auto attack speed. He slows auto attack speed.
Ugh.
And he reduces your damage by 40% with the cleaves or with skeletons. So this is a really difficult place for Die for Vision. Go ahead, Rick.
Except there was a nice old shield coming out from Michael, and Akash getting real low, but this single target healing coming from Lieutenant Morales is going to allow him to just simply walk away. Michael's getting down real low. Actually dies to a couple of people there. Black Hole coming out. It's going to try to disrupt that abundance from Alexstrasza, but nothing doing there. Atlas manages to pop the Panda Pals. Not a whole lot going on. Maybe it was just an escape. And Die for Vision is forced to back off again.
So much value there out of Tacidar's Size Storm, his Force Wall, and also the Lurking Arm. Like, it's hard to see that Lurking Arm inside of that Size Storm.
It sure is.
Great grenade there, pushing Tacidar into the team. Vala vaulting forward to try to get the kill. Not quite going to be able to do it, as that Force Wall will isolate her from the team. So instead, they're going to make their way up to the prison camp. Rek, we're 2.5 levels away.
I know. I'm very excited. I think it's going to happen.
They got the build for it.
Certainly do.
Blaze
Dolan's doing a gutsy move,
Yeah.
to say the least. I don't know about that one.
Gutsy's a
But-
good way to put it.
Yeah, it was gutsy. I think, you know what? I think it was fine until he realized, oh, crud, and then suddenly Tacidar wall, you know? Cleansing Flame goes out. I think Hellfire's fine.
Yeah, especially now with the stim drone as well.
Oh, Atlas may not be okay, though. Look at this.
Hellfire falling low, has the Wailing Arrow there for the silence, but the rest of the team not following to get the damage. Big Black Hole. Can they finish the Alexstrasza? Only a little bit of health there, but instead it's Sylvanas, and now Zool. It's impossible to kill Zool if he's getting multiple cleaves, but it's not enough. He's going to die anyway. But 3 or ultimately 2 make it 4. Johanna the only one. Did Johanna die earlier? No, she made it back.
Yeah, I think she just skedaddled.
And now we're going to see that boss play with, once again, the Alex, Vala, and Morales, this time in the bot lane. And it's important to note here, there's a lot of pressure up in the top lane right now with an additional wave coming. Johanna is actually going to head over there to now deal with that.
What's that talent do? Her Burning Rage? Oh, for every condemned target, she gets more damage. Okay.
Yeah, I believe it's heroes specifically.
Yeah. Oh, that would be nasty against like a Samuro. Oh.
Yeah, could be. So the prison camp did get auto defended there by the minions. So Evan Murky Colt coming back in, trying to get that started again as Chen working on the siege camp. The rest of the team here cleaning up in the bot lane. Gonna have to deal with this boss. And of course, AMC knows exactly where at least most of the team is located for Die for Vision. Zool able to clear up those siege minions real quickly too with that cleave build.
Yeah, no kidding. Boss, not gonna get much other than a turret and the gate. Maybe a wall by accident. But an objective to go along with it could be dangerous.
Yeah, this is a very dangerous place because we do in fact have Ancient Flame from Alexstrasza. We've been seeing the stim drones onto Vala, but if I see a stim drone on anybody that's not Alexstrasza at this point, I mean, I just quit. Like, this is the play. This is the play that Alexstrasza has been waiting for all season. This play right here. And that stim drone is available, and it's about to come out.
I'm excited. I want to see it.
Assuming Dragon Queen's available.
Yeah, assuming.
Zool's pushing in the bot lane, so this is a little bit stronger here for Die for Vision at the moment. Gonna get a massive combustion. Shamhat able to cleanse some of that damage over time here. And there's the Dragon. Oh no!
Oh, it was too early. Oh no.
Oh, but they still get the kill onto Johanna because Dragon Queen is super strong, keeping that flame buffet going here. Blaze gonna be able to jet propulsion over the force wall as it was being created, and Vala with that hungering arrow gonna be able to take out Tassadar. And up in the top, the third and final keep going down to Zool. The core falling rapidly with very limited defenses here. Rek, I think we're going into game number 3 with AMC up 2-0.
I think so.
And that's going to do it. Game number 2 going over to Abba Murky Cult. And Rek didn't even get to see it. They tried. Admittedly, they tried.
Disappointed. The stim came out, for those who didn't see it, the stim came out too early, and the transformation into Dragon Queen kind of not cancels it, it replaces her previous buff. Diva does the same thing. If you give her a nano booster, what have you, stim, whatever, bloodlust, I think even, and then she changes form, it's gone.
Well, chat's saying that she may have actually gotten it, and it just didn't show the animation of the stim drone.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Then I'm a liar. All right.
So
I would kind of want to double check later. Yeah.
That's a comeback to it later.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're going into game number 3. This is it. This is the last moment now for Die for Vision. They have to put something together on whichever map is chosen to win the game. I mean, obviously they've been trying to win before now, but they have to start considering now, how do they mix things up? What is their key to victory for defeating Abba Murky Cult? What are your thoughts, Rek? Do you have any ideas?
I think they need to change the way they're engaging, because one of the biggest things I noticed in one of the last team fights on the I think it was like the last objective team fight.
Yep.
I noticed they had some solid damage coming out, and actually Abba Murky Cult was running for their lives. They were very nervous. They had to run. Oh, bye, cat.
Bye. Night.
They had to run, right? And Johanna kept going, as well as Sylvanas, but that was it. The rest of the team stopped to do the objective. I think that they need to change the way they're doing things, because it seems like the front line and the back line aren't really on the same page right now. So I think they just need to get their act together, really, like maybe clear comms, call for whatever, like, because I think they look confused mostly.
And I would agree with you on that. Yeah.
That being said, like, I think the talent's all there. I think they can win. They just need to get their act together.
Right. They need to coordinate their team and structure it, get that synergy going. They're a good team, right? They've gotten to the grand finals. They've defeated very strong teams on their way here. They've done well in the playoffs in the past. So they have the capability, and it's just about making sure that they're all on the same page right now.
Yeah. And, like a good example of them being on the same page was the big the big wall keeping Blaze away. Like, he was just like, oh no. And they all kind of just jumped on it. Like, that's a good play. And actually, that might have been the catalyst to the aforementioned situation. Oh, I sounded so smart there. Anyway, that might have been what caused them to run away in the first place, actually, now that I think about it. So, yeah, I think that they just simply need to readjust how they're doing their team fights.
Sure. Do want to send a quick shout out to Murda and Crushinator here for bringing some extra people over to the stream. We're going into game number 3 here in a few moments. I haven't heard anything about where we're going yet, but I'm sure we'll get that here soon. Never mind. Rek, before we go in, where do you think? Do you think it's Cursed Hollow? You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cursed again. Why not?
All right, Rek. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'll let you join and you can find out. Oh, is that Cursed Hollow?
Oh, dude, I'm a. You know what I'm about to say.
I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
I'm a recycle.
Yep, that happened, ladies and gentlemen. Sure did. Let's see. So they elected for first pick. So, all right. So Die for Vision went for first pick here. We are going to be going to Cursed Hollow for game number 3. Stim Dragon No Color. Thanks, Rocky Worlds. I appreciate the clip. We'll definitely check that out later. Really appreciate it. Yeah. So if you're just joining us, we've had some new people coming in here. Want to make sure that I just point out here, NGS recently announced a new division, Storm Division. It's the best of the best of everything that NGS has to offer. We have some new teams coming in to qualify. It is a crowd-funded prize pool, so make sure to check that out. If you'd like to participate, or if you'd like to donate to that prize pool, make sure you click on the link there in chat. And DB Smiley has offered to match donations up to $200 until tomorrow night. So if you are out there and you got $5, $10, consider supporting the Amateur Hots prize pool thing, and have your donation doubled. Wono is worried about you, Psychic.
I know, bud. I left at my own jokes until I pass out from not being able to breathe. That is the Repsychic way. But I think the current way is Cursed Hollow. Somebody's missing. Never mind. We're not going there yet.
That's true. We do have one player missing, so we'll be getting ready to go into draft here soon.
Oh.
So obviously the TLV was called earlier. We could potentially even see an Abathur. Do you think we could see Abathur Murky from Murky Cult?
No. Wouldn't that be funny? I already said it earlier. I said TLV. One of these teams is picking TLV. I don't know which, but
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to get banned.
Yeah, that's true too. Does that count? I don't think that counts.
I mean, it's activity. It's
activity. It's what's the
word?
What
do they call it? Yeah. There's a specific term that they use for heroes that are banned and or played, and I can't remember.
I'm losing the word too. Someone
Yeah.
in chat's gonna know it.
Yeah, in 30 seconds, somebody's gonna be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
it's blah." All right, looks like Creepers
Popularity.
is... There you go.
Popularity.
Thank you. Popularity, a term that both Repsychic and I not overly familiar with.
Actually, though, yeah. Oof.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, so we should be getting ready to go here in a moment. But you know what? As long as I'm asking you guys for money, why don't I tell you about the NGS Patreon? Ah, yes. Nexus Gaming Series. You know what? They need to make a clip for... Well, I guess there's no point in making a clip for the Storm Division, since the next time we'll be casting will be when the Storm Division is active, so never mind. We are popular now, Rek. Look at that. We have so many friends in chat.
Popular is a strong word.
Participation.
Yeah, I think that's actually it.
Yeah, I think that's it too. Yeah.
I think that's actually what it is. I was thinking popular. You know what I was thinking about the HOS logs?
Yeah.
Like there was a category. I think that was popularity percentage. But I think the correct word is. But we're all right. Let's just all be correct.
Yeah,
It's fine.
it all works. It all
Yeah,
works.
everybody's right.
What do you think, Tracer? Yeah, I agree. Thanks. No. Tracer's behind me, Rek.
Oh, how can I be so silly?
Yeah. Well,
and hold on. You're south of me, so therefore.
Oh, there you go. Rek, do you know what is over my left shoulder?
What is over your left shoulder?
Let me.
Because I don't have the answer.
Let me bring this a little closer. as long as we're talking about the Grand Championship, I would like to change my mind about Regen Red, Div C Grand Champions.
Oh,
Holding up my
team.
mug with the change my mind moment.
Oof. What a team that was. Who was on it?
I don't remember. Just a bunch of
Yeah,
noobs
just a
at
bunch
this
of
game.
nobodies. Yeah.
Div C, nobody cares about
They're-
Div C.
They're not popular anymore.
Whatever floats your Viking boat. She's watching over you, says MJ Doom. That is kind of true. She is kind of watching over me.
I have a couple posters too. I think Air, you have these two. I have this one. This is the Wolfie.
I do, yeah.
Let me hold on. Let me see if I have it in frame properly. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there she is. I have it. Went to BlizzCon in 2018. I also have this one. I think you guys all know what that looks like. Go. I have that one. I want to get these framed. That's what I really need. I need to get these framed. Holy cow.
Actually, Kat, one who left earlier,
Yeah, I was
got
gonna
that
say.
one framed for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I do also have another poster, but it is kind of hard to reach, so I'm just gonna say screw it.
Fair enough. All right,
let me
you know
try-
what? Since we're waiting on a player, I'm gonna go ahead and put us into a quick video from. Oh, you know what?
Oh wait, you know what? Maybe not.
Maybe we're not gonna do that because we got our player.
Hooray!
We all know Div D is where it's at, says Crushinator. You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough.
Div D's fun. I like Div D.
All right. Let him know that we're ready.
Yes, 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 yes.
It's like Rek likes this game or something. No, Rek doesn't like this game. He never plays it anymore. Try to get him to play, and he's like, meh.
When?
Oh, just, you know what? Don't, you know, okay?
I
You
took
know.
one weekend to myself.
Yeah.
And this is what I get. Okay.
See? Chat understands. They know.
Chat knows.
That's enough excuses, Rek.
All right,
It's-
so a nice
it's draft
poll.
time.
Okay. Diablo ban. I think we saw that, right? We've seen that.
This is our
several
third
times
time.
now.
Yeah. Third time seeing
Yeah.
Diablo banned out. Falstad gonna be a change, though.
Sure. Sean.
Falstad has good boss control with the wind tunnel. Or just the mighty guest.
Global in general. Big map, big map.
Poncho playing ranked right now. Well, you know what? Good job. Way to play that ranked.
That's something I don't really do anymore.
True. That's
I
another
hit
pain in the neck.
diamond and I said, yeah, that's good enough.
Li Ming banned out here by Abba Murky Cult. So, I mean, TLV?
I want it. I said to myself, I called it earlier. I will look like a fool if it doesn't happen. And how can I show my face? I will not be popular anymore.
Wreck, there's somebody named Trainwreck who said, how dare you take time for yourself. All right, so it's not going to be TLV, I don't think, with an Abathur.
Probably not.
But, I mean, I still like the Abathur, right? I mean,
yeah,
I mentioned it earlier. So the real question is, do we see now TLV out of Die for Vision? I don't know if they play it, but it could be an interesting change there.
I thought I saw somewhere Atlas does, but I'm not sure how true that is. I might have just been seeing things. But I have to say yes, because who knows? I have to be right.
Okay. We're going to see the return of Stukov here, and then Raynor, who was banned out last game, so...
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to switch off the Tacitars and head over to the Raynor. Now, we saw the Li Ming ban, so what is it about Li Ming into this team? What do they want that Li Ming is going to cause problems for?
Murky. I think it's the app, a Murky cult.
Yeah, it actually could be.
It
It
very well may
really
be.
could be. Oh my goodness. And you know what? That would be, if they win, that would be a great way for them to win. They don't necessarily have to feel like it's a major risk because they're up 2 games. If they lose, you know, they get to play their namesake. Abathur and Murky does, I mean, it does a lot of damage. Murd and Abathur does a lot of damage.
Almost everything Abathur does. Almost. There's some things that don't.
Vala going to be banned out here, so we're not going to see 3 games of Vala. They're going to make them play another hero this time. Kael'thas and Anduin. So not necessarily a specific Abathur like clone target. So we might, if we see a Murky, we might actually see Monstrosity.
That's a statement.
I mean, this is a map that Monstrosity can get a lot of value on. And then basically just kind of forfeit the curses if that's, you know, the circumstance that they go with.
That's your style, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Well then.
And who's playing? Darker Black is playing. Asmodan, Johanna, Dahaka, Stukov, Rainer. Okay, we got everybody. Did they change anybody? Let's look. Nope. Not over there. And then Hellfire on the Murky. Alright, we are good. Wreck, we get the Abathur Murky. I know Murky, your favorite hero, but we're going to get to see how he plays out.
Yeah, he's like my 79th favorite or something like that.
Yeah. Right behind Samuro.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and get into the game. Game number 3 here, Cursed Hollow.
I think Dive for Vision should turn this
video. All right, here we go. Game number 3 on Cursed Hollow. Wreck, let's get these teams introduced.
All right, Dive for Vision, ladies and gentlemen. Who are they? Well, that's Shamhat on Stukov, Michael on Johanna, Atlas on Dahaka, Darker Black on Asmodan, and Sulfide on Rainer.
All right, and true to their name, Abba Murky Cult looking to close this out in a 3-0. We've got Akash on the Kael'thas, Hellfire on Murky. Maj. We'll go with Maj on the Anduin there. Doberman on Muradin. And Creepersbot on ye old Abathur.
All reliable.
So this is a really, I mean, this is an interesting comp from both sides, right? Because you don't often see Asmodan on Cursed Hollow. It can be a little bit harder for him to stack. But it gives them the potential to help push in other lanes. They've got Dahaka for the global.
I want to see Asmodan work. I haven't seen him in a long time, as you said. Is that Greed? That's Greed. Oh, nice. That is Greed build. That's more stacks from minion deaths. Pretty cool. Yeah.
And not only that, but it also gives additional range and damage to non-heroes.
Yeah, which I think is cool. Yeah, I think that's really cool.
So I think that it's really important for Dive for Vision to get a lot of value early in the game, and they seem to agree with that. They are pushing hard in the bot lane, and that's what they need to do. They need to open up this bot lane, see if they can't maybe get that bottom boss early in the game and put pressure here, and then kind of hope that they can also get those curses and take an early win. The later this game goes, I think the more difficult it is for them to win.
Right, and I think, yeah, it's exactly as you said. They know that. They know exactly that. They know exactly how to play against Abathur. At least it seems that way. So that's exciting. I think that we'll have a game for sure.
And both teams here working on picking up their bruiser camps. Right now, this favors a little bit for Abba Murky Cult because Tributes up in the top lane. They have the potential to put out their Siege Giant just a little bit before the Tribute comes up. And there you go. They get that free time. Although they could have Dahaka hang out down there and try to kill that, but he's up in the top lane right now.
There he be, Tichunko.
And here comes that first Tribute. And the faster this goes, the better it is for Vision, because Abathur and Murky, they want to stay in those lanes and get as much XP as they can. Murky's not going to provide a lot of value other than brief stalls here on the control point until he gets a little bit more survivability.
Yeah, I was going to say not for a while.
BMed in chat calling out the Convection, currently sitting at 5 stacks. We'll have to see how that works out for them. Convection, kind of a feast or famine talent. Murden's going to try to get the stall. Raynor actually coming in, interrupting his channel to see if he can't help to secure a kill there. No jump on Murden, so never mind. He was
holding it.
Just kidding. He used it not long ago, but that cooldown.
Gotcha.
Darker Black did a really good job there of soaking and body blocking Doberman, making sure that Shamhat was able to pick up the channel. And keep in mind, too, Dahaka's been in this bot lane, so he's been able to prevent any significant push from the Murky. And the XP, almost exactly the same.
Just about, right? But look at Doberman. He's actually getting kind of low once again. I don't know if he has leap yet, probably. But who knows? I don't think it's going to matter. I think he's going down. No? Yes? Maybe? I can't tell.
Could have if there were any other players there to help. Johanna there standing at the gate. And you have to imagine Johanna's like, guys, we had that Murdens. Come help me.
I think the main concern was the permanent structure damage, right? Especially if Abathur goes call down Mule, which he did. So they got to get as much damage in as possible.
Johanna's out of mana, so she's going to have to back here, and there she goes now. We do get the wall here. Vision getting a little bit of value there as Abathur heading into the top lane to gather that soak and defend that tower as much as possible. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think Asmodan here goes the Siege Grunts, right? Get as much damage onto those towers as possible.
I agree. I like that idea. Actually, I like that idea a lot. I never even considered that.
Couple of big stuns here. Murden's going to get the jump, but it's too late. He's going to stun Raynor. Is he in a tight spot over here? Johanna's trying to zone out the rest of the team. And they get the first kill 5 minutes and 16 seconds into the game.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from
Dahaka's looking for Abathur.
Oh! He's slug hunting, but doesn't find him. Dichunko escapes a game.
But check it out, Rek. As mentioned earlier, Vision coming right for the boss here.
Yeah. I really like what I'm seeing. Oh, Hellfire is going to stall. Be an absolute nuisance. And Kel'Thas got, I think, a few convection stacks there.
Not only that, but Burned Flesh there at level 7. That's an 8% additional damage if you hit 2 heroes. And it just does so much damage. And he hit 3 or 4 heroes there with that. So
I think he hit 3.
Yeah, there was a big chunk out of those. Now, timing of this is so important. Vision has the potential to either pick up this tribute and get the curse, or head to the top and pick up this boss. Bottom boss has to be taken care of. They cannot afford to lose permanent structure damage in that lane.
Well, they lose a Murden.
They sure do. And there's level 10. Are we going to see those Siege Grunts? Right now, they're not needing them. They've got the Lieutenant and some other minions, although the tower attacking Shamhat there.
Yeah.
Bottom boss gets 1 tower and half of the wall, so not a ton of value. Mule heading up to the mid lane there to clean up the wall. And Maj going to get the first tribute here for Murky Cult. And this is Murky's actual egg, I believe. No, that's a fake egg, right? No, that's his egg. Murky coming in with the March of the Murloc. Sulfide getting absolutely wrecked by Doberman and the Abathur hat here. Shamhat shoving away Anduin after that light bomb, but the silence coming out nearly kills Doberman. But ultimately, it's just the Rainer for the Murky. But it is a full cooldown on Murky.
Wow. Whew.
Also, it was the demonic invasion that was used in that,
Good,
that fight
good.
there. So.
I'm glad to hear that. For those who can't see, I don't know. I think you guys can, but Annihilation sitting at 70 stacks. Oh,
Yes.
they totally can see. Yeah,
Yep,
never
sure
mind.
can. And it looks like this is going to be Curse here in favor
Think
of
so.
Die for Vision.
All right.
All right, Doberman juking there the Dahaka drag, so no pull on to Murden. And Murky's Egg in a bit of a dangerous spot once again here. Dahaka's going to come right onto it, and I think he quite literally just placed it. There it is, so he's got to pull back a little bit. Cannot afford to lose that Murky for an extended period of time again. We see the push here in the top lane. Murky going right up here, has absolutely no fear, even with that vision over his head. Avatar used. We've got the light bomb coming in. Big stun onto 3, I think. And Dahaka just getting lit on fire. Ends up using the burrow. Is going to be able to make it out, though.
Yeah, but here comes Creeper's bot coming in as Muradin, absolutely pounding Shamhat. She goes down. Michael's not looking too great either. Sulfide also pretty low, and Doberman gets kind of low, but doesn't wind up dying. Darker Black also in a horrible spot. Asmodan, Lord of Sin, dies, and I think Atlas might be following shortly afterwards. So well played there. Good turnaround. And I'm wondering just what is it that Abba Murky Cult wants to do now? Oh, they're going to take boss. Just wanted to wait for Doberman to heal up a little bit. That's second wind. Actually, is it third wind? Third wind this time.
Yeah, and third one is so much value. It gives you a higher threshold that you heal up until, and also gives you extra healing for that.
Yeah.
So
It's a
it's
lot.
quite value.
It's a good talent.
With that, we've got Die for Vision picking up their siege camp. That'll help them to defend that boss. So I don't expect this boss to get a whole lot of value in the top lane, but it ultimately prevents Die for Vision from taking it. But as mentioned, the Abathur Muradin does so much work. And he's got that level 7 talent, give him the axe. So anytime they're slowed or stunned or what have you, he's doing additional auto attack damage. And with that symbiote on top of it, the haste at level 4, he's putting out massive damage. In fact, let's take a look. What does the damage number look like here?
Additional 50%.
Just a little bit behind Kael'thas right now. 22.3 for Muradin, 25.4 for Kael'thas. So he's doing a lot of work.
Yeah. Oh, is this an invade? No.
I'm not sure where you.
I'm sorry,
you're
I
talking
meant
about-
I saw that Die for Vision was going down kind of towards the siege camp down there, but no, it wasn't an invade.
Well, they're both going to ultimately get a fort, as Abba Murky Cult will finish top there, and Die for Vision
watch
now
this,
making
watch
their
this.
way into mid.
March of the Murlocs, ready? Does nothing.
All right. There's a quest in Warcraft that allows you to play a Murky-like hero for a period of time. You basically perform as a vehicle. And I feel like that's exactly how every March of the Murlocs I ever play in that quest goes. I cast it, and nothing gets hit by it.
Amazing. It's really fun to micro it. It's like a fun little mini game. Can I get through here? Ooh.
All right. Well, it looks like Kael'thas is going to be able to pick up the channel here, as the rest of the team doing a really good job of isolating and separating the Die for Vision team here. So 2 tributes. Hellfire looking for Michael, but Johanna's going to be able to pull away. Also want to say welcome to Mrs. Wind Up Bird out there. Glad you can make it. take a quick peek at Abathur here, see what he's doing. Like, this is that moment you get the Looney Tunes nature music. Boss play coming in. However, Shamhat getting stunned by the boss. Has to push back the Murden, running away here as quickly as possible, but it's Asmodan up above that's going to fall.
Oh, no.
Shamhat now on Stukov, also going to fall, and Atlas missing the drag onto Maj. Not quite able to get that Anduin, but can the Murden go down? Does fall to the boss. But it's still a 3-for-1 trade, and we got a curse point up in the top. I assume we're going to see maybe Abathur go for that? Maybe not.
I don't think so. The looming threat of Dahaka is probably.
Oh, it's happening! It's happening! He's there!
Oh.
Dahaka's not going to go for it.
No, I don't think he can catch up in time. Oh my god. Okay.
So the question now is, does he die to Murky? Murky with an Abathur hat, no less. And I feel like he needs to be in the bushes. Oh my goodness, look at that damage!
Yeah, that's pretty hefty damage. I think he didn't have enough essence to just heal it back up. Kind of heard that.
Yeah, I think he needed to just zip through the bush. What has he got here? He went enhanced agility too, so that I don't know. That might have been enough.
I think so.
Oh, Blessed Shield missed. Light Bomb, however, only hitting the Johanna, who had Iron Skin, so no stun out of it. Just a bit of a shield. And Dahaka's going to be down for 20 seconds, but he should be up. Let's take a look and see if we can get an idea. Yeah, he still does have Brush Stalker, so he'll be able to join this fight pretty quickly.
Yeah.
As Abba Murky Cult has already kind of set up here. Diver Vision's got him. They really need to get in on this, right? They can't really just let them have it. Johanna, however, going to get stunned by Murden. Murky there along with the Abathur hat. That said, Dahaka coming in has that extra long tongue, trying to get the Anduin, but it's Shamhat taking all of the Flame Strike damage. Oh, big drag onto Murden, but Light Bomb coming out. Blessed Shield did hit onto Murden and Anduin, but Murden gonna fall. Raynor falling, however, to the Kael'thas. Wreck, what's happening?
I'm gonna tell you what's happening. Darker Black's getting some serious damage on top of Anduin, and Murky dies, but that's Murky we're talking about. Uh-oh. The channel was completed by Akash.
All right, Johanna getting some living bomb damage here is maybe able to make it out? I don't know. Maybe not. Not with the Murky chasing, and there's no forts to help. 3 heroes dead on the side of Dive for Vision. It's really, mid lane's the only lane they have that they can put significant pressure into, but they're going to get a lot in here as they've got the Bruiser Camp to give them that spell armor. They got Murky just right up in the face here, getting the kill once again onto Dahaka.
Yeah, Big Tuna Kahuna kind of allows him to just go wherever he wants.
And it looks like they will be able to get this mid keep here shortly. And Dive for Vision really needs to get that level 20. They got all of the forts early and haven't been able to push in on the keeps since level, I don't know, 12, 13 or so?
Around there.
And they're just struggling with this Murky and Muradin with the Abathur hat. And on top of that, we've got Hive Mind.
Oh, Hive Mind is painful.
So being able to double hat those 2 targets makes it even more difficult to get kills here. And with the Bruiser Camp, they're coming in. Light Bomb on Murden. He's going to jump on to the Stukov. Stukov is in a lot of danger here. They do get the kill onto Murky, though. That's a good place for them to start. Creeper's Bot going to use the clone. So we got double Murden coming in. Raynor using the Hyperion, trying to push the team back. Atlas juking the Stormbolt. Did get the drag there onto the clone Murden here. Oh, Murden's jump is down. The Condemn pulled him back in. Can they get him, though? Doesn't look like it.
I don't think so, yeah. He's gonna go ahead and walk away.
And it's back to 5-on-5, Rek. Murky's back on the map.
Yep.
Which is kind of funny because his egg's all the way over by his own Siege Giants.
Gonna go ahead and put those further back, I see.
And the Siege camp here, scouted out. Murky right up in the middle here, throws out the Murlocs to try to force Die for Vision to split off of the camp here. Michael getting so very low, has to use the Blessed Shield just to stun Murky long enough to be able to get away.
Yeah, right.
And that's just the two of them.
I know, that's so much damage.
Kael'thas and Anduin now returning to the fight. Raynor getting caught by the stun, but the root was picked up by the Dahaka here. Using the isolation onto Murden, but really just as a defensive tool. Looking, and they get the kill onto Kael'thas. That's a big, big kill. But is it enough? Hivemind coming out on the 2, gets the heal. And that's about it. Oh, never mind. It's going to be Shamhat here. Gets the Storm Shield from Johanna, blinded by the light,
Yeah,
I think?
Yep, blinded by the light, yep. Oh no. Murky finding a kill on top of Raynor, and not soon following is Asmodan, excuse me. That was soon after. Doberman is looking really low once again, though. Atlas going for a tongue, tries to tie him up. Can't quite reach him.
This is an absolute, just crazy game, Rek.
Yeah, this is super fun. Look at this, look at this. Shamhat might actually be in serious danger here. Oh no, she's fine. Blinded by the light. Whew.
Yeah, big shield by Johanna. That's a talent I really like. Provides a lot of shield potential, and then every time you blind a hero with your shield glare, it decreases the cooldown. So it has a longer cooldown than similar abilities, but if you're good with your shield glare, it can reduce it pretty significantly.
Fun talent. It's an enjoyable one.
Quick shout out to Kyle Ferguson. Thanks for bringing some people over here to the Nexus Gaming Series. Get a little bit of a drag there onto Murden. Silence coming out as well. This could be it, and they get him. Clone used there. Creeper's Bot coming in with the Murden clone. That said, Tribute's about to spawn. Murky should be able to pick that up. But is this the opportunity now for Die for Vision to get a boss and shove it down that bottom lane, getting a keep?
I like this. I like this a lot. Although Big Tuna Kahuna, here he comes.
And they have no fear.
No, they have absolutely none. Is Dahaka coming down?
Of the Murlocs.
Here he comes. Dahaka's coming in from behind. Actually, Johanna falls almost immediately. Boss is still up. He's still looking at this blue team. Atlas getting super low, but pops that essence. Maybe they could find themselves Hellfire. Pushed off the point by Shamhat. Well played. They grab themselves a boss arrow.
They do, and Raynor's looking. He wants this Kael'thas. There's going to be a Murky coming back in a few moments there. They get the Kael'thas, and can Raynor catch up to Anna? No, not with that Divine Star movement speed. But they're going to have Murky right behind. Is he going to be able to sneak around up above them here and help with this? Looks like he's coming right in. Dahaka's having to clear that mid lane here. Murden is back, but no Kael'thas for a few moments. But Murden doesn't care. He's going in, and look at how much damage Asmodan's taking. And Asmodan is a tanky boy.
Yeah.
Once again, Clone coming in. Asmodan getting taken out thanks to the combo of the Murdens here. The Dwarf Kings coming in hard.
Ooh. Shamhat with a slight jukaroo there, but Sulfide is actually probably going to be the one to pay the price for it. Oh, no, maybe not. Shamhat is.
Boss looks like it's going to finish bottom keep, which is nice, but it might not be enough if they get any more kills here.
Yeah, Alice barely manages to eke out by the skin of his teeth, and Dahaka has many.
Did you see how much damage Murky did with that one slime? It was like a third of Dahaka's health. Oh, crap. We missed Raynor dying down here.
Shoot.
And they've got a curse now. Rek, this could be a very, very tough defense on the side of Die for Vision.
I don't know if it's impossible, though.
What needs to happen is they need to get some of those heroes in that curse. That 75 armor reduction, just like that Hellfire. Murky taking one hit, almost dies. But Atlas taking the Living Bomb, now has Phoenix attacking him, and Darker Black having to pull back here. Michael trying to zone out. Murky just doing so much work in this game. And big stun here coming out from Johanna, trying to slow this down. The core at 90%. It's trying to defend, but Murlocs are coming. We've got catapults. Akash is very low, but it's not going to be enough, Rek.
Oh, no. Look at this. There you have it.
Ab and Murky Cult living up to their name, taking game 3 on Cursed Hollow with a 3-0 in our best of 5 series. Ladies and gentlemen, Ab and Murky Cult is your Division B Grand Champions.
Hooray.
That was quite the applause, Rek.
Thank you. I mean, someone had to do it, right?
So somebody did. Yeah, I appreciate that you did it. All right, let's see if we can get an interview with the team.
Show.
One moment here.
Show.
All right, Rek, I'm going to go ahead and head over to one of the lobbies if you want to join me over there.
Show. Oh.
All right. So they did ask for just a moment, so I'm going to go ahead and give us just a quick AFK screen for while we get the winners in for our interview. We'll be right back in just a moment.
My blade is ready to be unleashed.
Ignorance will be your undoing. No one can stop me.
You want original or extra crispy? Smells like victory.
All right, and we are back with Creeper's Bot and Majini from Abba Murky Cult. Welcome and congratulations. You guys are Div B Grand Champions now.
Yeah, let's go.
And so what are you going to do with all your prize money?
What prize money?
There is no prize money. It's the joke. Are you stupid?
Fair enough.
That was the joke. Oh.
You're supposed to say I'm going to Disney World.
Exactly.
Disney World? I prefer Disneyland. California is much better than Orlando's.
That, you know what, and that's fair. You guys are a West Coast team, so you know that would make sense. That would make sense. I'm originally a West Coast boy, so I get it. So all right, so let's talk about the most important thing, right? Now, and there's a lot to talk about. We had a lot of fun things happen tonight. But probably the most important was the absolute oppression of Abathur Murky and Muradin Murky. And, I mean, was it always the plan that on your, third game that you were going to be looking for that opportunity? Or did that just come out just kind of like, hey, let's just do it?
Well, we, won really hard with the Alexstrasza and Morales, so we wanted to keep up with the fun. So we picked Cursed just for Abba Murky.
Yeah, we actually throughout the season we always try to find an opportunity to play Abba Murky. Usually on big maps like Elterac. We tried running on Elterac, but the draft didn't also go our way, so we tried on Cursed again. And this time it actually worked out pretty decently. So you know what, we go for it. But 90% of the time during the regular season, we just get hard counter picked, and it was just like, oh my goodness, no, we can't play Abba Murky. And then we got so much hate from Division B or everyone else watching, be like, where's Abba Murky? Why are you guys degrading your own team name? It's just like, oh god. And we were like, all right, we have to play it sometime in the playoffs, and I'm glad that we did and ended off like that.
Well, and it's funny because I mentioned to Rek as we were going into that. But I think before you guys ultimately picked Murky, I think it was just when it was Muradin and Abathur, I said, Murky's an opportunity here, and it would fit their name. It would give them the opportunity to win with their namesake. I think this is the direction we're going. And so I was excited when you picked it. Rek's not a big fan of Murky, one of his least favorite heroes. But ask him sometime about our triple Murky brawl, and then cry when he tells you.
Oh my goodness.
So, but you mentioned about the stim drone Alexstrasza of game 2, and the whole game we were waiting. I mean, we were there, and then you guys finally get that opportunity at the end, and it looked like the stim drone didn't go off. Chat seems to imply that it actually worked for that duration.
Yeah, I was definitely stimmed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously that was the plan from the beginning, right? The Alex getting stemmed. Is this something you guys have played around with before? Or is this was this new?
We played it against feigned competence once, and it worked pretty well.
Yeah, I think what people don't realize about this kind of comp is what is our win condition, right? And we use that unfamiliarity to our advantage. And I think they didn't realize how much ways we could just escape death. They didn't have that extra kill power needed just to start destroying our team comp. And that was actually exactly what we were hoping. We beat them with so many low health pools, and then we just heal it back up in half a millisecond. So I'm glad it worked perfectly.
Yeah, we also took advantage of the fact that their team does not play Ana, so just infinitely heal with no punish.
Yeah, from my scouting reports, I realized they'd never played Ana this entire season. So I'm like, you know what? Their biggest counter is gone. We don't have to worry about that at all.
And that's fantastic scouting, recognizing a weakness and being able to exploit that weakness. So, really good job for you guys, because you're right. There were so many times where we're watching and, Vala, who has a fairly low health pool, somehow manages to get away with 12 health, or Alexstrasza is being targeted, can't heal herself, but has a Morales to do so. Like you said, it was almost impossible for them to find those kills, which ultimately led to you guys winning the game. But speaking of unfamiliarity, going back to even game number 1, Rek and I were talking a little bit about the way that whole is that the game? No, you had Zool in game number 2. That's what I was gonna say, was that people aren't that used to playing against Zool. Yes, he was a powerhouse for a little while, but he's another hero that you don't see a ton of because he typically doesn't see a lot of 1v1 play. And adding that into your whole Alex Raza stim drone like scenario comp gives you that wave clear, gives you that pressure, gives you the capability of removing damage. It was really strong comp in so many different ways. So congrats on that. We were so excited to see that.
Thank you. That was awesome to play as well. So much fun.
Yeah.
And after game 2 and 3, now let's, you got game 1 and you guys played like a standard comp. Like all these heroes are basically normal heroes. Like what gives? How do you start off that way?
Yeah. So basically, actually, to be honest, our Cursed and our Alterac aren't very strong. Like we have to. So basically, if we draft a completely even team comp from both sides, chances are we're actually most likely going to lose most of these because we're not that strong on those maps compared to the other ones. So we have to use that sort of a niche pick, just so that we can have that upper edge in terms of like what the hell is going on. This is not going to be how we're going to play this map usually. It's going to be completely different. And it turns out it works in our favor, and that's how we were able to grab the win.
Sure. So what's next for Ab and Murky Cult? What are you guys looking to do in the next couple of months? Are you looking to join up with Season 10 NGS? What are your plans?
Currently, we're still undecided. The future of this team is completely unknown at the moment. We're not too sure if we're going to do another season of NGS or where we are. It's just gonna. The decision is gonna come later on in the month or two, and we'll see what happens.
Sure. Well, listen, you guys had a fantastic play. So whatever you decide, I hope that we'll get to see all of you guys back in here. Rec, do you have any questions for AMC?
Arrow, I almost never do. No, I don't.
All right, well, fair enough. Sometimes you have something.
On rare occasions, I have one. This time, no.
All right. I do want to shout out here. You guys had, in that game 1, the Li Ming play was oppressive. Really did a great job there. Game 3, you guys had so much value with that. Abathur Muradin, Abathur Murky. It was just lights out. And then the opportunity to see a Stim Drone Alex Draza game, like who doesn't love that opportunity? Getting to play that stuff in brawls, like, and seeing it was fantastic play. It was fantastic to see. You guys are the grand champions of Division B. You're going to get to see your name or your logo in the Discord for the rest of the next season. I mean, that's fantastic. So again, congratulations to you. Before we get to shout outs, I always like to ask, is there any particular moment, any thing that happened in one of the games that you want to make sure gets highlighted or shouted out? Doesn't have to be something you did, just something that you saw that you thought was a particularly fantastic play.
There was that time where Murky and Muradin 2v5'd over the siege camp, right?
Yeah, we were just basically we were just kind of having a good time. It was like, oh my goodness, we're actually gonna beat them 2v5. It was insane. Well, 2.5.
It was a 2.5. Yeah, you got the Murky hive mind going on.
But another funny thing is that every time on game 2, when we're all running away, all dying, we're all yelling at each other. It's like, heal us, please heal me. No, you heal me. I'm more important. We were just yelling the entire time at each other. It was so frantic and chaotic. We didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, and every time one of us died, we just threw shit at the healers.
Yeah, we were just flaming. They were just flaming us. They're like, "Where's my heal?" I'm like, "We're trying so hard to keep you guys alive."
I mean, that sounds appropriate, right? If you die, you blame the healer. That's how it works.
Yeah,
it's their fault.
And it gave them more reason to blame us because there was 2 healers. So theoretically, they should never die.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Any shout outs? It's the last opportunity of the season.
Yeah. As I always do, I shout out to my team. This time I'll name everyone up. I'll name myself, Creepersbot, and then Majini for joining me. And then we have the teammates of Hellfire, Jobber, Akash, and Doberman. Thank you guys for being part of this great team and having a good season. I'd like to shout outs to Diaper Vision, giving us a very fun grand final set. It was very exciting and lots of fun. Shout outs to you, Arrow, and Rec for casting us today. That was super fun and I appreciate it. And shout outs to the entire NGS staff team for keeping this up and preparing for season 10. Hopefully it's going to be a great season as well.
Awesome. Majini, anybody? Any shout outs?
I'll just add on shout out to chat for hyping us up and
yeah.
yeah, that's about it.
All right, well, fair enough. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. Have a wonderful evening, and go celebrate with your team.
Yep, thank you. Have a good evening.
Alright, good night.
Good night. If we can get this to work with Rec.
Camera. Oh no, it's doing the thing,
It's
Arrow.
doing the thing again.
Yeah, let me call you.
Doing the thing, guys. There
Okay.
we go. Now
There
I
we
can
go.
bring Rec back in. There's Rec. Welcome back, Rec. Rec, we're all done. Division B Grand Finals. They're all done tomorrow. Both Division D and A. Possibly both on this channel. D, I think, is first at 8:30. Division A is at 10:15. So it's, you know, depending on how Division D goes, it might be on NGS too. But that's it. Those are the last two series of the season 9. And then that's it. Then it's break time. So one last shout out. Want to make sure that we you know, call out once again the new Storm division. So if you are interested in participating in that Storm division where you can potentially earn whatever the crowd-funded amount is, check it out. Just linked in chat, so you'll see that here 30 seconds ago. And don't forget, it's crowd-funded, so drop $5, drop $10, you know, whatever you got. Put in a sandwich amount of worth to the pot there. And until tomorrow, DB Smiley is matching donations up to $200. So you know what? He's giving away free money. Help him. Rec, anything you want to say to Twitch chat before we take off for the night?
Oh, sorry to see you all go. I had a great time. I hope Arrow had a great time. I hope you all had a great time here in Season 9 of NGS. Hopefully we'll see you all again in Season 10. That should be exciting. Yeah, I hope you guys had a fun evening. I know I did. This has been Recykic signing out. Dab. Yeah, that's all I got.
Right. Guys, it's been fantastic. Another season of casting. NGS, so excited for what Season 10 has to bring us. And all of you guys out there, make sure you sign up early and get your teams all together. We want to see a whole bunch of new and exciting things with May next season. And you know what? Maybe we'll get another hero some point in the middle of that, because that's 3-4 months down the road. Maybe they'll have another one. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But that's it for us. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. And don't forget to stop by for the Division D and Division A Grand Finals tomorrow.